how are you all? Hi, how are you all? This is my first live stream, so yeah, it will be messy a little bit, so don't worry. Okay, I'm just practicing, you know. This is my very first live stream, so I'm totally new to this. So even though I'm a technical person, but I don't know how to use this one very nicely, so I'm learning it. So I hope in future it will be better than this. Okay, so let's practice. Okay, today our lesson is absolute beginners. Okay, absolute beginners versus HTML. If you are an absolute beginner and you are interested to learn HTML, it can be any topic. It can be HTML, it can be CSS. Okay, it can be anything. All right, just checking whether it is working or not. All right, it seems it is working. Okay, so if you are an absolute beginner and you are interested to learn these topics like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, and you want to learn open source thing, okay, then you may go for PHP, or you can learn MySQL or other things as well. But if you are a .NET learner, then you will be interested to learn .NET languages, right? It can be C# or it can be F#, it can be C++, okay, it can be other things as well. It can be Python, okay. And if you want to know server-side things, then you will be interested in SQL Server. All right, so what we are doing here, we are trying to share the knowledge. Okay, so if you're an absolute beginner, then you can learn from this video what to do in the very beginning. Like I'm going to focus specifically on HTML in this lesson. Okay, just practicing and making sure that it is working when I'm live streaming. All right, okay, so okay, let's see, let's think that you are an absolute beginner and you are interested to learn HTML. So what is it that you are going to do next? Okay, a lot of websites are out there, and you know, YouTube is it is an excellent platform where you can learn all the tutorials. Okay, a lot of individuals are out there who are sharing their knowledges using YouTube. Okay, and they have a lot of tutorials, and you are welcome to check all those tutorials as well. Okay, but yes, I am here trying to do the same thing as well. We are creating classes and we are creating lectures. Okay, we are going to take live classes using different softwares. It might be Google Classroom, or it might be Zoom. Okay, whenever it is necessary for us to teach students, like international students or Bangladeshi students. Okay, so I'm just going live because I want to share my knowledge out there with a lot of students. Okay, international students who are interested to learn these topics, but they don't have a lot of money. Okay, of course it will not be free. Like when I'm doing live stream, it is totally free. Okay, you can check the lessons, what I'm trying to share. But if you are focusing on a specific theme, okay, specific subjects, and you are interested to learn, and you are looking for a cheap instructor, okay, where you can learn nicely, okay, and you will have the opportunity to do the subjective tests, practical test, or objective test. Okay, all right, so if you are interested, then you can check the details down there. Okay, within the description it is written there what to do. if it is not working, okay, if there is a problem, then you are welcome to write something in the comment box. Okay, as soon as maybe in the beginning I will have a little trouble because I don't know how to use this efficiently. Okay, over time I hope I will be able to do things in a nice way. Okay, okay, and let's see, and let's try to comment. Okay, hi everyone. Okay, so we are going to I'm starting right now. Okay, so what to do? HTML is the standard markup language for web pages. Okay, with HTML you can create your own website. HTML is very easy to learn, and I hope you will enjoy it whenever you are going to learn HTML. Why do you need HTML? Because you want to you are a freelancer, or you might be a freelancer and you are very interested in freelancing, or you are a computer science and engineering student and you are learning web developing or web designing. Okay, then you may have the subject where the subject is HTML. Okay, so HTML stands for hypertext markup language and the basic templates. Okay, whenever you are in our lesson 1, what we are going to do in our lesson 1, we are going to talk about beginner HTML template. Okay, actually when you are going to participate in our live class, you will see we have different sections. Okay, HTML lesson 1 in 3 different categories. Okay, first it will be beginner level, then it will be intermediate level, and then it will be advanced level. If you want to go to the intermediate level, then you must know the beginner level topics. Okay, beginner level things. And if you are going to move forward, if you are going to go to the advanced level, then you have to understand beginner level things and intermediate level things. Okay, then we are going to go to HTML lesson 1.1, which will be installing IDEs. Here we are going to discuss how to install different IDEs, like normal IDEs like Notepad++, or it may be Visual Studio Code, it may be Visual Studio 2019, or it may be other IDEs. Okay, you can use it can be Sublime Text. Okay, if you are already practicing with a specific IDE. Okay, next what we are going to do in HTML lesson 1.2, we are going to discuss about IDE and IDE personalizations. Then in 1.3 we are going to talk about code snippets. For beginners it is very important, because yes, it is true that you have to learn all the elements, HTML elements one by one and very clearly with spellings, with correct spellings. Okay, but you need to know when you are going to be a pro how to use code snippets very efficiently. Okay, and then we are going to go 1.4. We are going to talk about DOM and inspecting DOM elements, and from there we will have different things. Okay, and you will understand how we are going to discuss lessons and what we are going to do. I'm not going to give the full list here. Okay, so let's practice. I'm practicing here because this is my first time live stream. So let's start. How to create your first HTML template. But whenever you are going to learn HTML, you know that I have already said that you you can design websites. Okay, you can design okay, you can create your own website, but it is not you can't create a website just by learning HTML. You have to understand, you have to learn other things as well, like CSS, cascading style sheet, or you have to learn JavaScript, because we use cascading style sheets to style the HTML document, and then we use JavaScript to JavaScript to to handle the behaviors of an HTML page. Okay, so you need all these three things: HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to create your website or create different web pages. Okay, but you need also other things as well. These are the part of front-end developing or designing. Okay, okay, let's start. If you are an absolute beginner and you want to start, then in our next lesson we are going to talk about this. We will talk about IDEs and how to install IDEs. But right now I'm using Windows 10 64-bit operating system, and here how you are going to create your first HTML. Okay, so if you are using Windows 10 64-bit operating system, then you have already Notepad. How to access Notepad? You can right click. If you are within your desktop, okay, then you can right click, and then you can here right click and then go to new, and then choose text document. Okay, and here you can write first HTML. Okay, and it is a text now, it is a text, but you have to change the extension. Okay, like rename it, and then it will be .htm or HTML. We will discuss more about HTML and HTML. Okay, alright, now it is asking to confirm, are you sure you want to change it? Yes, I want to change from text document to HTML document. Okay, when you are going to do that, it will change this icon. Okay, here now it is totally empty. So I'm doing what right now? I'm going to edit it. Okay, I'm going to open it. I'm going to right click and then open with Notepad. Okay, just it will be built in. Okay, it will be built-in thing in your system, operating system. Okay, you can access Notepad by going to command prompt. Okay, or you can use Control R, Windows R, and then you can type Notepad. Okay, in this way, if you press enter, a Notepad window will appear. Okay, in this way you can then save the file. Okay, save as. Then you can go to you can go to different folders, and you can name it as an HTML or HTML document. You can save it. Okay, we have opened this one. Just right click and then open with Notepad, and then what you are going to do, you have to if you are an absolute beginner, then in the very beginning you don't have to understand anything, because you need to know the basic template. Okay, so here we are going to write the basic template. Okay, the first thing, it is doc type, DOCTYPE, doc type, and it is HTML. Okay, this is the first element, you can tell, and from here you are going to start HTML, and then here HTML. Okay, this is the starting tag, and this is the closing tag, and this is the structure. This will describe the HTML page structure. Okay, and here we have two things. Okay, two parts actually. The first one is head, and the second one is then this is the starting head tag, and you need to use the closing head tag as well. Alright, then you have to move to the body tag, and then the closing body tag. Okay, yes, you don't know what are these things, right? So we are going to describe this next or in future. Alright, but right now Just try to understand what I'm doing right now. If you are an absolute beginner, you can write this as well. Okay, this is the starting HTML tag. Okay, starting with what sign? Less than sign, and here is the greater than sign. So within the less than sign and greater than sign, you have to write 4 characters, HTML, and here as well. But the closing tag, before the closing tag, okay, HTML characters, you have to use a /. Okay, this is how we are going to describe the HTML structure: starting tag and the closing tag. And here we have 2 things: the head part and the body part. The body is starting with body and the closing body tag, and the head is starting with head and the closing head tag. And we use different things within the head. Okay, within the head tag, here we are using indenting here, so that you can understand this very clearly, so it will increase visibility. Okay, title. Okay, this is an element also. Title. Okay, hello there. So you can use also meta. So this is the very basic template, so I'm not writing meta. In future we are going to write meta. Okay, so here I don't want to show anything else, but whatever you are going to show, it must be within the body tag. Okay, because the browser, whenever the browser is going to interpret it, okay, it will display the contents within the body tag. Okay, so here what you are going to do here, as a basic template, okay, we are going to use one H1 tag only. H1 represents, there are 6 heading tags from H1 to H6. H6, okay, I'm using the very first one, heading tag. Okay, you have to, whenever you are going to learn, whenever we are going to progress, okay, and we will learn more about HTML, then you will understand that a lot of different things are there, and you will know those things slowly over time. Okay, here H1 tag, it will be the bigger one. Alright, and here my first, you can write my first HTML, okay, page. Okay, so saving it, to save it you have to press Ctrl and then S to save it, and it will be saved. Okay, so here this is our basic template, or you can write another paragraph here, a paragraph tag. Okay, and the closing tag as well. Yes, there are 2 types of tags. One is starting with opening tag and closing tag, and another is the self-closing tag. Whenever you are going to write within the head tag, we can use meta. Meta would be a self-closing tag. Okay, let me write one here. Meta, whenever you are going to use meta, this is a self-closing tag. Whenever I'm not using this one, I'm not using this one like meta. Okay, so it is a different one, so we have to use / just before the greater than sign. Okay, so to indicate that it is a self-closing tag, and then each time you are going to write something as an attribute, you have to use one space as well. Okay, so right here what character set, and it would be UTF, encoding would be UTF-8, UTF-8. Alright, so this would be your very first HTML template, and you don't know about anything else. Okay, and you can write these things as an absolute beginner. And we didn't finish the paragraph tag here, so let's finish this one. Okay, just practicing. Okay, or yes, or you can write, this is the basic template. So what you have to understand, you have to, whenever you are going to write an HTML page, if you are not going to use the very first one, then it will indicate that it is an HTML4 page, not HTML5 page. If it is, if you want to show that it is an HTML5 page, then you have to use this, an exclamation sign, note of exclamation, and then dot type, and then you have to write HTML. Okay, and normally the HTML page structure is this one. Okay, starting with the HTML tag and closing with an HTML tag. Then within the HTML tag you can have two different things, and it is not clear. If you use indenting, it will be little clear, so it will increase your readability and you will understand this how it is structured. Okay, so we are using double space before the head, starting head tag and the closing head tag, and also before the starting body tag and the closing body tag. Okay, so within the head tag we have two different elements. One is meta, it is showing its unique encoding. Okay, then the title, hello there. Okay, I hope you are seeing this clearly. Okay, let's just check. Okay, let me bring it in front. Okay, I hope you are seeing it. Alright. And within the body tag, I want to use a simple H1 tag. Okay, and starting with H1 tag and closing H1 tag, and if you are learning elements or tags, right? These are all elements and tags. Okay, if you are talking about tags, this is starting head tag, closing head tag. Okay, and altogether it is an HTML element. Okay, within this the head tag we have two other elements, and this is a meta tag and it is a self-closing one. Okay, and here we are using one attribute here. Attribute represents what? You know, if you are curious that why do we use attributes, we use attributes to express a little bit more about that element. Okay, what it is going to represent or what it is about. Okay, how to show it, or we are going to help by using attributes. We can help web browsers to understand how to interpret this one. Okay, how to style it, what behavior it will display. Okay, something like that. Okay, so this is our very basic template, and if you don't have anything, like you are an absolute beginner and you don't have anything else right now, you have the operating system only. Okay, then you can have, if you are using Mac, then you can use TextEdit, or if you are a Windows user, okay, then you can use Notepad. Right now I will also use Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code. Alright, so that you can understand different editors, or you can use Notepad++. Okay, these are the things in our future live streaming. We will discuss about how to install those IDEs. Okay, right now let's focus on this thing. Okay, so just now what you have tried the very basic template, and you use Notepad. Now let's browse it. Okay, let's see what it's going to show. Okay, I'm not closing it. We have the page here. Alright, we have the page here. We have the page here, right here. So first HTML in the desktop. Okay, you just have to right click and then save it. Save the document first, or you can use, if you're a keyboard fan, you can use Ctrl+S to save it, and then right click and open with. You can use Microsoft Edge or any other browsers. Okay, Internet Explorer, or you can use Firefox if you have those browsers. Okay, Opera or anything else. I'm using Microsoft Edge. Let's see. Here you can see my first HTML page, and the title is hello there. Okay, whatever you are going to use as a title, okay, it will display that there. We use title, see here, we use title and hello there. So if you are going to change it like hi to everyone, okay, let's save it and refresh the page. You will see hi there. Okay, and my first HTML page, this is how you are going to do. And this is a paragraph tag. Okay, and you need to understand, as an absolute beginner, you need to understand the browser is only showing the body part thing. Okay, the browser is not showing head things or other things as well. Okay, the browser is showing only the body elements. What are the things that are included within the body elements? Okay, all right. So this is how you're going to create your first HTML template, the very basic template using Notepad, or if you're a Mac user, Notepad text edit. Okay. All right. Next question is this is the very beginning part. Okay. After a little bit, I will use Visual Studio Code and Visual Studio to show the same thing, how to write those things. Okay, how to use this, or how can you use code snippets. Okay, you will learn gradually. Okay, but first, if you're totally new about HTML, then you must have the question, what is HTML? Yes, that is right. You need to know what is HTML. Okay, the very first thing you need to know what it means by this HTML. Okay, what it means by this HTML. This HTML means hypertext markup language. If someone is going to ask you, yes, you want to learn HTML, do you understand what do you mean by HTML? I don't know HTML. Okay, can you tell me? Then you can tell, yes, it is hypertext. HTML stands for hypertext markup language. Okay, it is a standard markup language. HTML is a standard markup language for creating web pages. We can create web pages. Like, we didn't design anything here. We didn't use any style sheet, cascading style sheet. We didn't use any JavaScript behavior. Okay, like, let me show you. Like, this is DOM actually. How to see the source code of this one? You can press the right click and then you can use inspect, or you can go to page source. Okay, view page source. If you go to page source, you will see the things that you have written. Okay, page source will display all your code, HTML codes. All right, and see, if you are going to inspect, or if you are to use the developer tool, then it will display something like that. All right, like I'm closing it. If you press the F12 in your browser, okay, press the F12 button and it will show elements. Okay, let me see how to use a little bit of JavaScript here, or cascading styles, just to show you are an absolute beginner. You don't have to understand, you don't have to remember these things as well, just to show how to add things like here. Okay, like you can use the console panel and you can show an alert here. Like, whenever you are going to press the refresh button, it will display an alert. Okay, then this is the DOM. This is not our original source code. Okay, so like, whenever anything that you are going to view by opening a browser, that is the representation of DOM. Okay, DOM stands for document object model. All right, so here DOM can be manipulated using the browser. Like, I'm using the dev tools here, edge dev tool, by using the F12 key, and then I'm going to the console panel. These are the console panel thing. Okay, elements, console, sources, network. All right, so with the console panel, you can I want to use an alert here. Okay, just to show you how to use JavaScript. Okay, and whenever you are going to learn JavaScript, then you will learn that JavaScript can be displayed or in the 4 different ways. Okay, the very first one is using the alert option. You can use the alert from your code. It can be an external code. You can write JavaScript 3 different ways. Okay, here we are just showing how to use JavaScript in the console panel whenever the browser is you are using the browser. Okay, just to test it out. Okay, alert. Yeah, Microsoft Edge is nice one. You see, alert, as soon as you are going to write, actually it is window.alert, because we are telling the browser, hey browser, okay, I want to use the alert. Alert. Alert is a function. All right, alert is a function. You can also use double click here. It will be automated. Okay, I'm showing it again how to do it. Alright, window.alert, then select the down one and press just enter. Okay, it will write the thing automatically for you. Window.alert, what it is going to do, I am telling window is an object, JavaScript object, and it is the browser. Window is the browser. Alright, and I'm telling window, please use your built-in method, which is an alert method. Whenever you are going to be a JavaScript beginner or intermediate level user, you will understand what is an object, what is a method, okay, how to pass arguments or parameters within a method. Okay, you will learn all these things whenever you are going to go for JavaScript tutorials, okay, or JavaScript lessons. Please don't forget to check our descriptions, because we are starting live classes, okay, and we are going to do live classes for absolute beginners. Okay, we have a lot of different courses, and please check it out. Okay, and don't forget to fill up the Google Doc form. Okay, in this way we will understand that you are interested, so we will be able to communicate with you. So it is very important there. Okay, let's see. Do we have any comments here? Okay, we don't have any comments. Okay, what you are going to do here, we are telling window you have a built-in method which is an analog method. Okay, and a method will be expressed within the opening parenthesis and a closing parenthesis. Alright, and here it is a string literal. You can use string literals in two different ways. You can use a single quote instead of a double quote, and whatever you are writing within quote, it will be a string literal. Okay, a JavaScript will display this one. Okay, so if you press enter, let's see what will happen. Yes, it is saying hello DOM, I am executing from JavaScript. Okay, so this is how you are going to manipulate DOM. Okay, let's manipulate a little bit more. Okay, write document, and then you can tell that yes, you have only two things. You have h1 tag within the body, within the body part. You have only two things, right? One is paragraph, and another is, this one is representing the h1 tag, and this one is representing our paragraph tag. Alright, and we want to add a little bit more. So how? I'm telling document, please use your built-in method, which is append child. Okay, then you have to use, it is also a method with the opening parenthesis and closing parenthesis, and then you have to use a semicolon to state that it is a statement, and that is the end of that statement. Okay, so within the append child method, we are passing one argument or parameter, which is like you can pass anything, like you can tell document you have to please create an element. Okay, create element, that would be the create element method. Okay, yes, this is create element method. This is another method of the document object. Alright, so in this method you are passing an argument as double quote, or you can use single quote, and we want to create an h2 tag or h3 tag. Alright, like h3 tag, we want to create an h3 tag. So what it is going to do, it is using double methods. You see document, I'm telling the document please append child. Append child means within the body part you have a lot of things, like we don't have a lot of things right there. Okay, we have only two things, h1 and paragraph, right? We don't have anything else. So we are telling the document, please use your built-in method, which is append child method. Okay, and create an element, create an extra element. What type of element? It is a h3 tag. Okay, create it please. So as soon as you are going to press enter, okay, maybe we have to Code, right? I don't know why it is showing error. It is supposed to create an HT tag there. Okay, in future I am going to show this how to use in JavaScript lessons. Okay, right now it is showing exception. Okay, so I am not using this one. Alright, let's go to the elements, and here by viewing the source code, okay, you can pick your elements. Like we have two other whenever you are going to learn, okay, in the HTML course, okay, we will show you how to pick elements. 4 different ways are there, but right now I'm not going there, okay, because you are an absolute beginner and you are learning. This is an advanced thing for you, okay, and we will show in future how to use JavaScript and other things, CSS as well. Like right now you are using using only Notepad. Okay, let's see how you are going to use Visual Studio Code. If it is installed within your operating system, Visual Studio Code is totally free. Okay, you can use HTML, you can practice HTML code there, or you can use CSS code there, JavaScript code there, or you can write PHP also there. Okay, so it is a good IDE, and normally we use it for absolute beginners. I would recommend to practice with different IDEs to understand their strengths and weaknesses, to understand what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages. Okay, so I'm not closing it. Alright, so let's see. Okay, we can minimize this one. Okay, let's open it. Here is our Visual Studio. Okay, so it is already installed, and it is the Express Visual Studio Code. It is totally free. Okay, if you are going to go to Google and if you type Visual Studio Code to download, then it will be downloaded. Okay, so after download you will open it. You have to install it, then you have to open it. Okay, so something is open already, so I'm closing the folder. Okay, open folder. If you are going to create a folder here, like I have to create a new folder, like here, rename it HTML, you can write HTML there. Okay, and then you can open it with Visual Studio Code. Here, open folder, find open folder, and go to your desktop and go to HTML. Okay, this is how you are going to open your first folder within Visual Studio Code. Okay, you don't have to install any extensions in the very beginning, but whenever you are going to learn PHP, we would recommend to install some extensions. Okay, so this is your HTML folder. Okay, and we are in Visual Studio Code. You can just right click here in this portion. Okay, right click, and then you can create a new file. Okay, you can write the name of that file. It can be a default page, or it can be an index page, index.htm or HTML. It is your choice. There's no difference there. Before we used .html to indicate that it is HTML4 page, and now and at the present moment we normally use HTML instead of HTML only. Okay, so it is up to you, but I would recommend to use HTML. Now it is an HTML page, so you have to remember the extension of an HTML page. It is always .html. Like here also it is .html. First HTML.html. Understood? Okay. So here we have code snippets. Like you can write this. You can write doc type, like doc type. If you write doc type, it will be written automatically. This is using code snippet. Okay. This is using IntelliSense of Visual Studio Code. because this is an IDE, you will not have the opportunity to use these techniques in whenever you are going to use Notepad. But whenever you are going to use Notepad, you have to type all the things. All right, but if you practice more and more, and whenever you are going to whenever you are done with HTML, okay, HTML tutorials, whenever you are going to move to the CSS tutorial or JavaScript tutorial or any other tutorials, okay, then probably you will not have the time to write all the characters one by one. Okay, you will have to use these things. Maybe you have to use this template more and more. Okay, more than one time. Okay, a lot of times, and it will be a waste of time if you write each time if you are going to write these characters one by one. So if you use these IDEs, different IDEs, then you will understand their advantages. See, here you can use IntelliSense, okay, as soon as doc type. So if you forget that the spelling of doc type, okay, you are very beginner, then you can practice these things. Okay, doc type, as soon as you are writing doc type, it is writing doc type HTML. Then whenever you are going to write HTML tag, HTML, and if you press enter, it will write the ending tag for you. See, it is automatic. So this is an advantage using Visual Studio Code. All right, and a little bit later I will show the code snippet as well. Okay, here within the HTML tag you can use two different things, right? We know the first one is head and the next one is body, right? And we are using a little bit of indenting here. We are indenting so that we can understand, and this is our first tag and this is the other two parts within the head HTML tag. Okay, now you can write the body tag here. All right, so head tag, see, it is totally easy, and save you will be able to save time if you use these IDEs. Okay, title, if you write title, then it will be written for you. All right, Visual Studio Code. Okay, using Visual Studio Code or Visual Studio Code, the title. All right, then here you can use meta as well. Meta. Okay, here you have to use character set, UTF 8. All right, here you can use what? We have used one H1 tag. We have a lot of things. See the IntelliSense in Visual Studio Code. If in Notepad, if you use this, you will not have the opportunity to see this. That in HTML5 you have H1 tag, H2 tag, H3 tag, H5 tag, H6 tag, head tag, header tag. Okay, HR and HTML also. In this way you can practice more and more. It will be easy for you to remember. It will be easy to see, view it, and to remember it. Okay, so use the H1 tag. Okay, here you can write my first, my second HTML template. Okay, and you can use a paragraph tag. Alright, you will see the ending tag is automatically written for you. Okay, so here you can use practicing. Practicing HTML, basic, template. Okay, so this is it. So you can save it by using Ctrl S. Okay, if you write something else, something else, like you have added another paragraph tag, you will see in Visual Studio Code it will be indicated here. So you have one new thing and you didn't save it, or you didn't save the file yet. Okay, as soon as you are going to save, it will be saved. Like I have deleted it. Okay, now it is also saying something added. Now I am using Ctrl S to save the file. All right, so this is your first one, and you have used Visual Studio Code. Another thing you can use, like another thing you can use, this is the normal IntelliSense, Visual Studio Code normal IntelliSense, but you can learn the code snippets as well. Like I'm using another page, new file, and I'm writing index 2. index2.html. Okay, there you will see all things will be written for you. So in future, whenever you are going to work with a lot of things, okay, you don't have to write the template again and again. All right, it is writing the basic part for you. All right, you can change the title here. You don't have to change this meta and this meta. Most of the time we use these two meta. Okay, using these two meta is a good practice. Okay, and you need these things whenever you are going to apply Bootstrap. Okay, in Bootstrap tutorials, okay, we will discuss about it, why we use meta and why this meta is important, the viewport. Okay, all right, and this is also important for Bootstrap 4. And okay, Bootstrap 4 is not going to work if it is not an HTML4.5 document. All right, and if you use HTML, it is a good practice to use the language to show the document, to tell the browser that I'm passing all the things in English language. Please use the English language system. Okay, so interpret the page. If you are going to use different other things, other language than English, then you have to change this, like Spain. Okay, Spanish or other things. Right now, yeah, you can also tell US or other things. In general, only English. Okay. So here, all you can use this, like you can copy paste this. I'm not going to write that one. Okay. So again, so yes, this is also indenting. Indenting will help you to understand to read this code. Okay. So this is it. How to browse it. Yeah, we have to save. Just open the folder. Okay, open the folder there. We have two things here, index and index2. You can browse it. Open with Microsoft Edge. You see my second HTML template, and here it is telling Visual Studio Code. Practicing HTML basic template. All right. Again, you can also use this. Open, and here only the document, because we didn't change the title. Okay, and now you know how to use Visual Studio Code and how to use code snippet as well. Here we have used code snippet, and which is only this surprise note of exclamation sign. All right, a lot of code snippets are there. You have to practice those things one by one. Okay, and this will help you to write code very quickly. Okay, so this is it. So we have used Notepad, and we have created our very basic template. We have used Visual Studio Code, and we have created our very first template. Same thing is there. Same thing if you are going to use Notepad++. Okay, and Visual Studio 2019 or something else. Okay, let's start Visual Studio 2019. Or you can use this project. You can right click. Okay, HTML. You can create a folder here. Another folder like Visual Studio. Okay, Visual Studio. If you have Visual Studio, okay, Visual Studio, you can use Visual Studio Express to practice HTML if you're an absolute beginner. Okay, if you are a .NET developer, then you will definitely like Visual Studio, because it is an IDE where you will file all the things all together and in combined way. Okay, and you don't have to go from one IDE to another IDE. Okay, you can run and execute all the things from there. Right, so here using Visual Studio, I'm opening this using Visual Studio, or you can create a new template. Okay, I'm going to use this folder. Okay, so I'm starting minimizing it. I'm starting Visual Studio 2019 right now. You can go to Google and search for Visual Studio Express. Okay, like you can go to Google, like www.google.com, and then you can type Visual Studio. If you don't know how to, Visual Studio 2019. Okay, 2019, and project, okay, creating a new project, a brand new project, you can use a normal folder or open a local folder, okay. Like I'm creating a project, like see how to create a project using Visual Studio Engine and how to use your HTML, how to learn HTML, okay, using Visual Studio by using a project. If you create a project, it will help you to organize your pages like H1, H2, your first page, your second page, your third page, okay, and a lot other things. Let's see. It is taking time, you know. If you are an absolute beginner, you will have less idea about which ID would be good, which ID would be bad. Okay, so here we have shown Notepad, and you can also use Notepad++. We have shown how to use Visual Studio Code, and we are now using Visual Studio. Okay, it is taking a lot of time. Okay, here you can go for a ASP.NET website. Okay, ASP.NET. Okay, ASP.NET. Let's see, we are not going for ASP.NET Core Web application. Okay, we are taking a project, empty project, ASP.NET. Okay, project. Let's see. Yeah, .NET Framework. We are going to use ASP.NET Web application, .NET Framework project. Okay, and we are creating one. Next, and we are using HTML or HTML lessons. And you have to show the directory. And I'm showing desktop, and please use HTML or yes, HTML, and then use Visual Studio. Here, then we are not changing the project name and the solution name. Okay, we are keeping the project name and solution name as it is. Okay, not changing. And the latest one is the stable one is 4.7.2 by default, or you can, if you install, if you might install 4.8 as well. Okay, then you will see your latest version, or you can pick from here 4.8. Okay, we are using 4.7.2 here. So this is the project name, this is the solution name, and this is the location where the project file will be created. We are going to create an empty one. We are going to use the ASP.NET Web application. If you use the web application by using the .NET Framework, it will help you to run those files very quickly. Okay, and from the project, from Visual Studio, and create it. And you will have a lot of different templates here: Web API, MVC, Web Forms, single page application, empty. We are going to use the empty, very basic one. We are absolute beginner here, so we are using the empty one. Okay, not using any authentication, not using web forms or any other things. We are not. It is not required to configure for HTTPS right now. Okay, not additional settings here. Just the empty one, and create one. Sometimes it takes time I'm running a lot of things here, that's why maybe it is taking time. You have to give it a little time. here we have it within the Visual Studio. Okay, so here you can create your very first HTML page. So what you have to do, you have to add a new page here. Okay, add a new item and it will be an HTML page. So write it there, default. Default HTML page. Okay, so I'm creating one here. See that it is written. The basic part is written. If you use Visual Studio, okay, you will see that it will be written in the beginning. If you choose an HTML5 page, okay, or if it is not written, then you can use code snippet here as well. HTML, then 5. Okay, then tab, it will be written for you. Okay, here you can write the same things. Okay, so h1 tag and then tab, it will be written for you. And I'm using code snippet, then paragraph, tab, and it will be written for you. Third HTML page. Okay, and here it will be title HTML lessons. Okay, in this way you can write your first template. Then how to run it. Now you want to run it. Okay, so you will see the weaknesses and strengths here. If you use Visual Studio, I'm sure you will like it. Okay, compared to other IDEs. Okay, now you have to run it. You don't want to go to the page, and you can run it directly here. And telling IIS Express, use the Microsoft Edge browser and run the code for me. This is HTML lesson 1. See, it is showing my third HTML page, practicing HTML5. Okay, so this is how you are going to use Visual Studio. Okay, now I'm stopping it by using the stop icon. Alright, so this was my first live streaming. Okay, actually, so I have practiced a little bit, and I have to learn more how to use this efficiently. So if you don't see something very clearly, then please use the comment box and please use the description part. Okay, and ask questions. Okay, and we will try to answer those questions. See you in our next live streaming. Okay, I have to go right now, so I'm stopping it here. Okay, you are invited to check our other live streamings and these other videos in this channel. Take good care of yourself. See you soon.